Well, when I came across Stepathlon for the first time, it was at the same time we were thinking of uniting three of our sections, one in Mumbai, other in Delhi and in Chennai. And I was looking for something, what would be that magic recipe to mix all these guys and think about one Technip, which is what we were working on. And this was great that I got a program by which I can get one Technip to run through. And the medium was perfect because it's easy to implement. I don't have to go through massive procedures or processes, and I can attract people of all ages, right from the young engineer to my CFO and the management team. So this was a great program for unification and getting the teams to work together. We started with the unification story. Now it has become a powerful medium to find talents. We have found people who are extraordinary in a lot of things. We have found life beyond man hours. We have found people who have great stories to tell. I can tell you close to 1,500 people of Technip are involved in Stepathlon. And some of the blogs they are writing on your website, it's amazing, absolutely amazing. So what we are finding now, Stepathlon may have just started with a fitness initiative, is becoming a social phenomenon. In our office, when we are having like an annual program or something, people are having poems, skits, and Stepathlon is coming into that, right? We had a One Technip Day program, and people were supposed to write something or anything they want, and there were a lot of things about Stepathlon. So it's becoming what Google was. It was not a search engine, it's part of your life. So I think that's something which we find extremely amazing, what changes we have seen, that not only people are unifying, but they're telling stories about themselves. I think this is really a big part because, in India, when I came back after 16 years, it was very hierarchical. I mean, the boss is a boss, you can't reach them. And whereas with this program, what we have done, we have made a mix of senior, junior, even an engineering trainee, just joining in. And the fun part is, we see a reversal of age in terms and the maturity. I mean, the elder guys are acting more like kids now, pushing and get the numbers going and fighting for it. And the younger ones are feeling more confident to talk and use that medium. So I think it's very important that we're able to break down barriers, because this team is very important because it's cross age and across departments. I think, this is an extremely powerful tool. We are in 48 countries, as we just discussed, 107 nationalities. So we are more like United Nations, And we struggle always to find programs by which we can motivate and get the feeling of one Technip across the globe. And Stepathlon, I believe, has that simplicity to roll out where people can just connect with each other. And what we find important, it is not a spot connect of event of 2 hours or 3 hours. It's a 100-day period. So that's what we like about it. I think this rollout perspective, we did it in 3 centers, over 3,000 employees. The difficult part was to control the enthusiasm. So everybody wanted to jump in, and we have given some deadlines of dates. We had to extend those dates because people were traveling, and we have a lot of project sites, and there was a big trouble that the people from the sites, they wanted to join in a big way. So we have not only connected the 3 centers, we have connected 15 sites across India. Wow. And that's amazing. Even people who are working in France, in Rome, in US on deputation, they are also connected on this program. So the launching operationally was quite easy. Where I think we can do much more, we as a company, was to associate our other programs along with it, because then it cross leverages on this. And I think next year we will be doing much more on that front. You know, simple thing. BlackBerry was my companion 24 hours. Now, other than BlackBerry, I have always this thing with me. Yeah. So, if you see this, this has become like I don't think about it. It has to be with me. If I don't feel it, something wrong with me. So normally I would be putting it, yeah, and looking at the steps, and that's a big personal change that I've accepted something to be with me throughout without even thinking about it. So I think this is a big change in my life in last 70 days, if you think. Well, my kids were massively interested in what's going on. They are checking the website themselves. So which city we have reached today. They are looking at the competition where we are, and also the food part and the culture part and the other things which goes along with it. So I feel the family felt that I'm doing finally something which I should be doing more often, and they would like to be part of it. And I think next year we need to find ways to get the families on board as well. We see now iPads and game consoles are even people don't go from one room to the other, right? But this is something which I think people see that in a very big way. It's not only the parents, but the companies, a lot of people, even my colleagues who are coming in, even on a small gathering, they have this thing, pedometer. You won't believe, even when I'm with colleagues from other countries coming in, last 2 days there were guys from Rome, guys from Paris and Kuala Lumpur, and they all were asking what everybody has. All my management team, not only giving presentations, but we are talking about what we are doing. And I think it's giving an example to a society at large that we need to take it seriously without making it too serious. And that's what is great part of it. I think, the great part is easiness. Once you go in, you can log in, and the stories, first thing I do is the blogs. I just look into it, and the pictures which come on board, and the stories, and then the virtual walk around the globe. I find it extremely interesting. I share it with my kids, and if I have a 10-minute break sometime, I just flip through, and I've learned a lot about my company through your blogs. I'll tell you one story. A lot of our people are working at very difficult sites. We have great structures from an HR point of view, but we never thought about their lives after they come back to their camps or residence. So at site we are taking care of them, but we never thought what they're going to do afterwards. But now we find in some sites they have rented treadmills on their own to get into Stepathlon mode, and they have found a way to get connected with the home offices. So that's huge strength for us, that this is something by which we are then, the same channel we are utilizing to move quality, safety, environment specific, which we are earlier just doing emails. But now through the blogs we are talking much more. In your blogs there are stories coming out of key people and their aspirations, and we are looking at talents and leadership potentials, how we're going to place them in future based on what they like. I think this is, I call it, we have contracts, but we don't need contracts to make a great company. It's the relationship which is beyond the contract which makes a great company. And with Stepathlon, what we found, this was not an instruction. This was not something which was pushed from the management. This is something we all are doing. We are part of it. We are a rugby team in a big way, And I think this is something, Ravi, which is very important to capture, because once such a big team has a bit of a language, which is Stepathlon in this case, then in terms of trouble, we can count on to stick. You know, the
Ladies are busy.
yes,
right?
they all are busy, really busy people. So they need to find something, again, very simple to relate to. Today in this walk, you see, I mean, I was supposed to come. They came to know from my agenda that I'm coming here.
Who came with you?
So my CFO is here, my global procurement head is here, Mumbai Center Chief Operating Officer is here. I didn't ask them, they just sent me an SMS yesterday night. We want to come with you in the walk. So this is what it's the simplicity of it. And what's great, you know, in a very stressful environment, they're finding areas to compete in a fun way. We are reaching much deeper in the organization. You know, that people believe we are accessible, we are human beings, and we also have fun. And this is a great way for me to reach 3,000 people with one simple message. We all do things together.